College is a pivotal moment in most young people's lives, and pivotal moments are scary. College can be very scary and overwhelming, but take it from someone who had one of the most bizarre college experiences possible. You are going to come out of it just fine. It all started when I went in for mechanical engineering and decided very quickly that mechanical engineering was not for me. I struggled immensely, and I just didn't think it was for me anymore, and I didn't know what to do because I had actually applied early decision to my school. I really wanted to go there. Looking back, I'm not entirely sure why, but I knew that I wanted to go to my alma mater, and I went for mechanical engineering and eventually switched to business in the middle of my first semester there. And it turned out to be a good change of pace for me. I did business. I stuck with it for the rest of my undergrad experience, and even did a post-grad one-year degree in the same topic, and I clawed my GPA back up from the pits of hell. So if you're worried about your grades, whether the major that you picked is right for you, don't worry about it. I know that's stupid just to say don't worry about it, but really, if it's not right for you, you can change it. You are not locked in. I know it's that time of the semester now where things are really, really tough. You got midterms, you're starting to get your final projects at this point, and it might not seem like, hell, even college in general is for you, but you're not guaranteed to land your perfect major, your perfect discipline right off the bat. It might take some time to truly find what it is you want to do, and that is okay. I have a bit of a, I don't want to call it irrelevant experience, but hopefully it won't be relevant to you, but you can take this and maybe find some help in it. I was in college during COVID, and I was a freshman when COVID hit, to give away my age a little bit here. And it was not easy. I had, as I just stated, recently changed my major. I was in academic hell, having a very, very risky GPA, and having to move to online learning did not help. And my school was probably one of the worst that I've seen in regards to COVID regulations. I went home in freshman year for spring break and didn't come back. I was completely off campus for my sophomore year, and I didn't return until the summer before my junior year. And even then, up until senior year, there were crazy restrictions. Some classes were still online. So from the second half, or I should say, the last quarter of my freshman year to my senior year, or the end of junior year, I suppose, I had some crazy limitations and learning problems that had to do with COVID. I'm kind of an idiot, and that did not help me. And if I can survive college, having changed majors and also a whole pandemic forcing everything online and having those sort of lockdowns and things that I did, then I think you can totally make it through a normal college experience. I also didn't really have many friends in college. I had a decent friend group in freshman year, but we never stayed in touch after COVID hit. That's, these sort of things happen. We all had to go home, and then even when we returned, I never got back in touch with them. And after a year and a half plus of staying home and only leaving my house to go to work, it was not easy trying to make new friends on campus. I think a lot of people had also been on campus because my school kind of split it up a bit, where some people were on campus during the time that I was not. But I did also voluntarily choose to stay off campus for one semester because it wasn't any good. Didn't seem like it was worth even going on campus with all the restrictions they had. So It was not until my senior year of college that I really hit my stride. I was doing okay academically. I had some faults for sure with online learning, and then coming back to campus and still being online and still not quite having the normal in-person experience back. I had some learning struggles, but I still managed to get my GPA pretty back on track, and then senior year, I hit the ground running, did super well, enough so that I was able to get into this master's program that needed a certain minimum GPA. Normally wouldn't have been very hard to hit, but since I really screwed the pooch early on, it was an uphill battle. But also in senior year, I finally joined one of my campus's a cappella groups, and I really found my people there. Like I said, I didn't really make any friends in college before, and with my final year, like I had mentioned, I had done a 1-year master's program after my 4 years. I did that mostly to make up for the aforementioned COVID years. I did, obviously, like I said, I didn't have a great college experience, to say the least, and I really wanted, senior year was pretty special to me, so I wanted to have at least another year where I could really get that proper experience again, and it was definitely worth it. So I made up for that, and of course, it got me some extra job qualifications, which is always a bonus, and some additional skills too, for sure. But I'm very glad that I ended up doing that, because I also got more involved with my campus church and made some more friends outside of a cappella. Some friends that I will have for the rest of my life, for sure. I flew halfway across the country to go visit them recently. And yeah, that was my college experience, and I kind of just wanted to kind of go through the trials and tribulations of my collegiate life to show you that college can go just fine in the end, so long as you make that active effort. I didn't do that for my first few years. Freshman year, I was kind of getting into it, and then, to play devil's advocate a little bit, COVID hit, of course. Even returning to campus, I didn't put in as much effort as I really could have, and I wish I did, but I eventually did figure that out. I found myself, found my people, and it might be cliche, but if you really do apply yourself to classes, step out of your comfort zone, join groups on campus, make friends in those groups, in class, it really will all work out. And don't be afraid to do something on your own. I was always petrified of doing something without someone that I didn't already know being there. I still am, in some cases, to be honest. That's still something I'm working on. But I probably wouldn't have met my friends in that church group if I didn't convince one of my a cappella friends to do this program with me. And it's kind of funny because that friend from a cappella I had just met 9 months ago, obviously through a cappella. And I had auditioned for a cappella by myself. There was nobody I knew outside of it. I did know somebody in the group that I eventually joined, and I knew someone in one of the other groups, but a cappella was one of those things where I had this pre-existing passion for singing, and so I think I was more inclined to join that without someone that I knew already. But looking back, I don't think I would have done the church thing. I met some of my best friends if I hadn't done it with someone that I already knew. I think all that's kind of convoluted to say. The only way that you'll have someone join you in activities is getting out there and getting to know people in the first place. That's all I've got for today. Just know college might be getting hard, and believe me, I'm well aware of how hard it is, but in the end, it's going to work out. You'll graduate, you'll get a job. I know the job market doesn't look very appetizing right now, but if you really do apply yourself, like I said, and make sure you're focusing in your classes, doing well, making connections, you're gonna do great. Thank you guys for watching, and may God be with you.